What else are the most important things that you need to hear? With us now is Kelly Kowalski, head of investment strategies at MassMutual. Kelly, good to have you on set. Good to meet you.
Hey, Brian. Thanks for having me.
What do you want to hear? What do your clients and customers need to hear today?
Well, I think what the market is really looking for is the openness to a September cut, which seems to be sort of a toss-up right now if you look at what bond markets are pricing. But I'm not sure we're going to get that because a lot really hasn't changed since the June meeting in terms of the inflation picture and the jobs picture. So it'll be really interesting to see sort of what differs from that June presser.
And how much do interest rates really matter in the next few meetings? I say that with respect for the Federal Reserve, but if I was a borrower, I would care more what's going to happen in 2 years than 2 meetings from now.
Absolutely. And as an insurance company, we tend to take a long-term view. We're not sitting here, investing based on what the Fed is going to do in a few months. We're really focused on, policies that go well out into the future. So with that, we have to sort of take a step back and remember that long-term view. But it's certainly creating a lot of volatility in the markets in the near and medium term.
We've kind of been told this idea that lower rates are always better. Low rates good, high rates bad. Is that always the case?
Yeah, there's a few different ways to look at it, and I'll just give you our perspectives as an insurance company. Higher interest rates for us mean higher earnings, higher reinvestment rates. One trend that we see with the higher interest rates, and particularly with the curve shape, is a lot of annuity sales, and we've just seen, really steady demand for annuities because people seek the relative certainty of return and safety, from a company like MassMutual.
That's exactly what I mean, because I will hear, and I love all of our viewers, from the youngest to the oldest, but I will hear from let's call them the older crowd, of which I'm pretty much there now, that higher rates are a good thing. Stop talking about lower rates, because what they want to do is retire with safety and security and some guaranteed income. They don't want 2% a year. They want 5% a year.
That's right. It's great for savers, but we also have to think of the borrowing side, right? We're seeing the housing market, and buying a home is very difficult right now, not just with the supply side of it, but also where mortgage rates are. And if you look at it, mortgage rates are much higher than they were a year ago. So that's a challenge for borrowers. We see, particularly in fixed income markets, a reluctance to issue at the long end because borrowers do not want to lock in these what they perceive as high long-term interest rates.
If you lived in, say, Wheeling, West Virginia, or maybe Martinsburg or Paw Paw, places I've been many times, what do you want to hear from the Federal Reserve today?
I think that, the Fed is really focused on its dual mandate because, people in West Virginia certainly care about inflation, right? And we want a Federal Reserve that's interested in price stability. So I think that's important for them to reiterate. On the other side of that, people want to see lower borrowing costs. So I think there's, striking that balance and making sure that the Fed sort of maintains that focus on inflation as well.
Wheeling, West Virginia, Kelly Kowalski's own. Thank you.